This is the 2026 Chevrolet Suburban Premier. It is big, bold, and luxurious. And in today's Vehicle Visionary video, we're going to give you all of the details. Hey everybody, it's Tom from Vehicle Visionary. I hope you're having a great day. We're back at Chevy Land for today's video. If you want to know more about this Suburban, check out the link down in the description of the video. Here on the front end, we're going to have our full LED lighting with the locator lights. That's what you're going to see animating on the screen right now. LED headlights, daytime running lights, all of that's going to be LED. I like the design of what we have here with the grille. The way the grille kind of works its way over, just giving it a nice look. You will find some chrome here. Some people say chrome is outdated. That's just what it is. It's here. If you like it, well, if you don't, that's the way it is. Whatever the case is, a little bit more chrome down here, and down here on the lower portion of the front end, you're going to see that you also have the LED fog lights underneath the Chevrolet badge, something that I know is important to a lot of you, the forward-facing camera, the front camera as we often call it. Now, this particular model is going to be two-wheel drive, but four-wheel drive is available if that's something you need. Dark ash metallic is the exterior color with a jet black interior. We're going to come down here and take a look at our 20-inch wheels. You will have a 17-inch spare, so it's nice to have that peace of mind knowing that the spare comes with the vehicle. Now, as far as your side view mirrors go, you will have the chrome mirror caps. I'm going to hit the button right here just to let you see. I don't know how well you can see it, but you do have the turn signal indicators built in right there. These are going to be heated and power adjustable. We're going to have blind spot monitoring built in on the side or the inside of the mirror right there on the glass. And one more little thing that I know a lot of you like, they are also power folding. Now the thing about that is that you can go into your center screen. There's a setting so you can set it up to where it does that automatically when you lock and unlock the vehicle. We're going to have a combination of body color and a little bit of chrome here with our door handles, and the chrome button right there, that's passive entry, and I like that it's not only on the front doors, it's also here on the rear. So what exactly is that? You walk up and you push that button, you can lock and unlock all four doors. Makes things so much easier to deal with as far as that goes. Now, we're going to have roof rails up top. You can get the crossbars if you need to be able to increase your cargo capacity. Not that this Suburban is lacking in any form or fashion when it comes to cargo capacity. And we'll work our way here to the rear. Show you the LED taillights. All of the lighting here is LED. Gonna hit that button just so you can see everything in action as far as that goes. They're actually quite bright after dark. And something else that I like here that you don't see on a lot of vehicles, it seems to be disappearing on more and more models, is what we have not only right here, but also on the other side of the bumper. You've got your quad tip exhaust. A lot of vehicles are going to have just a bumper back here with no exhaust tips. I know some people say that's very important to them. And we're also going to have a couple of interesting little things here. Let me show you the remote. We're going to have lock, unlock, remote start. You can open and close your power tailgate. The panic button is there. And that other button, what exactly is that? That's going to be this button right here. When I push that button 2 times, that pops open the rear glass, something you don't see too often anymore. That used to be a very common thing. In fact, on older models, you can roll it down basically, but that is there if you want to make it easier to just put things in, get things out without taking the time to open the power tailgate. Now, you might notice the absence of the rear window wiper. That doesn't mean it's not here. It's just neatly concealed away right up here inside of the rear roof spoiler. Under the hood of this particular model is the 5.3-liter naturally aspirated V8. It's going to make 355 horsepower and 383 pounds-feet of torque, and will be mated to a 10-speed automatic transmission. 0 to 60, about 7 seconds flat. Top speed is about 140 miles per hour. I don't think I want to go that fast in this particular vehicle, but we're not going to test that today. But I will show you the estimated MPGs. We're looking at 15 city, 20 highway, 17 combined, and 5.9 gallons of gas per every 100 miles driven. And how about your gas tank details? Something you don't get in every single car review video, right? 28 gallons is what we're going to have as far as your capacity goes. On a single tank of gas, you should be able to drive about 420 miles in the city, 560 miles on the highway, and 476 miles combined. Let's talk about your capabilities as far as towing, payload, all that good stuff. You will have the power tailgate back here. and you can tow as much as 7,700 pounds. Now your payload is going to be 1,768 pounds. And how about your cargo capacity? Depending on what you do and how you set things up. Behind the third row, 41.5 cubic feet. With the third row folded down, 93.8. And if you maximize everything, you're looking at 144.5 cubic feet. Now, how do you do all of that? You've got the buttons right here. These buttons in the front are for the middle row, and these are for the rear seats. Now, there is a difference between the two, so I'm going to hold these down to let these rear seats down. They're going to fold all the way down, and then I can fold down the middle row seats. That difference is going to be that I can raise the middle seats back up, or just like that, the rear seats, I should say, not the middle seats. But you'll have to manually raise the other seats back up in that middle area, just so you know how all of that works. Now, we're also going to have our power outlet right here if you need to take advantage of that. There that is. The spare tire is located underneath the rear. And open this right here, and you can see there are the tools to change the tire if you need to do that. And you have a nice amount of additional storage right here in this area. Now, one thing that you won't find on this particular model, if you look inside, is going to be a sunroof. For some people that works. I know if I was buying a vehicle, I don't care about having a sunroof. This would work for me, but tell me what you think about the lack of a sunroof in your vehicle. Let's talk about the interior. We're going to start with the door panel. I'll let my cameraman show you what's going on over there on the passenger side. The armrest size is more than enough. Plenty. I like that it's nice and flat, a little bit of padding built in. That's going to be comfortable. We'll have the contrast stitching here with the jet black interior. And then below that, you're going to find your upper and your lower door bins. Plenty of space, especially with that lower door bin. You can also see the Bose Premium Audio is here. You can see that by the logo on the speaker there on the door. As we work our way in, here's something that's nice for your third row passengers. The seats move back and forth. Now there's two levers on the side of the seat. That front lever is what I used to move the seat back and forth. The lever that has ×2 on it, here's what's going to happen when I use that lever. So we're going to pull it one time, we're going to pull it a second time, and that makes it easy for me to hop all the way back here into the third row. I'm going to bring the seat back up. Now this is obviously maximized. There's a ton of space back here. The seat would normally be about right here, so depending on where people are sitting, or how tall they are, I should say, in the middle row will determine how that works. But there is a lot of capability for plenty of leg room back here for your third row passengers. And we're going to have the roof-mounted air conditioning vents nice and close to the passengers. That's always a good thing. Going to have your lighting up here. And then we'll look over here on the passenger side. You're going to have your cup holder right there, a little bit of space behind that, and a USB port that will be on both sides. Your middle row passengers will find the captain's chairs with the fold-down armrest. Not too bad on the length. I do wish there was a little bit more length, maybe out to here, something like that, so that I could have my hand on there without it just kind of free-floating in space, so to speak, but that's how that works. And we're going to have, again, the roof-mounted air conditioning vents right here that we can position wherever needed, and also seat pockets, rear seat pockets on the back of each seat, just for that a little storage space, additional storage space that may be needed for whatever will fit. Cup holders on the rear of the center console, and that's not all we have. We have the command center for the third zone of climate control. We're going to be able to adjust our fan speed, our temperature. You can set that on auto if you want to. We also have heated seats for the middle row passengers, USB ports, and another one of those power outlets back here, and plenty of leg room. Now that will obviously depend where the seats are set in the front, but most likely that's not going to be an issue as far as space goes. There is space everywhere within this Suburban. The sticker price is $80,895. Tell me what you think about that down in the comment section. Let's see what else you get for that price. Now we're going to start here with the upper console. You're going to see everything that you have here. If your power tailgate does not open, make sure this knob is not set to off, or should I call that a switch. You can set it to 3/4, you can set it to max, but if it's not working, this is the first thing you need to look at. The control right here, we're going to go down to the center console, and I'll show you what happens when I use that. there is your power center console right there. That's going to move out of the way. Now, there's a little additional space right here if you need that. There's also a hidden drawer right there. And if you have lazy rear seat passengers or middle seat passengers, you can send their cups back to them, their bottles. And then they don't have to reach all the way forward and get those. Just a little fun with that. I don't think that's really going to happen. But you can see what else is up here as far as your lights go. You've got OnStar and all of that good stuff's going to be here. For storage purposes, you're going to find the glove box right here. A little bit of extra space in there if you need it. And on the passenger side door panel over there, again, the very large armrest. We're going to have the upper and lower door bins, just like we had on the rear doors. The driver and passenger seats are going to be heated and ventilated, so depending on what you need to do with all of that, you will control all of that right here, just so you can see they're power adjustable. They have lumbar support. I'm going to turn that off, even though it is so nice today. I don't need the ventilated seats. But that's what you're going to have where that's concerned. We're going to have seat memory for the driver's seat right here. I'd love to see that on the passenger side too. The controls for your side view mirrors are going to be here. We push that button and that allows the power folding side view mirrors to do their thing if you need to. And then you can lock the windows right here, control your positioning of your side view mirrors. And then we're going to have one touch down, one touch up for the front windows, but not for the rear. You're only going to have one touch down. You have to hold that button to get them back up. We have our drive mode selector right here, and let's go through those driving modes. In fact, those are going to be over here on the center screen. So we're going to start with normal. We'll go to sport, snow and ice. You'll have your tow haul mode as well. And back over here, we're going to have a couple more things to talk about. Here's where you control your lighting. The fog lights, you can turn those on if you need to. Right here, you can turn a few things on and off as far as using your power parking brake, your park assist, lane keeping assist is going to be there. You can turn the auto stop start feature on and off if you want to do that. The steering wheel mounted controls are going to be here. Adaptive cruise control right here. You've got voice commands. There's your heated steering wheel button, everything for the radio. And you have controls on the back of the steering wheel as well for managing the volume. Over there on the left-hand side, you can change what you're listening to. Now, as far as the driver's display goes, if you say, you know what, I don't like the way that looks, that's what this button is for. Or maybe you want navigation up there. You can bring that up. There's your navigation. Just to show you what's here, we'll run back through and show you what else we have and spend a little bit of time so you can see it for just a couple of seconds and see what your options are as far as the driver's display goes. Here's that other display that we haven't looked at for very long, in case you're curious to know. Over here on the left-hand side of the steering wheel, this is where you're going to control your front and rear window wipers. This button runs the windshield washer fluid, and it also is the turn signal lever for those of you that have spent countless hours learning how to use your turn signals because it's so complicated. The shifter is right here. All you're going to do is push down on the brake pedal and then you pull back, and that allows you to select wherever you need to be, reverse, neutral, or drive. And going into park is right there. Now, we're going to go to the center screen. It is angled towards the driver. I like that. Driver focused as far as that goes. And then right here, notice if you want to mute what you're listening to, see how that X is on there right there? That means it's muted. And then you just touch that area again, and it's going to play whatever music you're listening to. I don't have anything going right now, but now one more thing about the center screen, or should I say the driver's display on the center screen. Vehicle status. Let me show you something really important here, just to let you see what's going on as far as this goes. You can see the different details: maintenance, gauges, and trip. Let's go to gauges, and let's just say that you want to see your transmission fluid temperature right here. We can add that to the driver's display, and you saw what I did right there. Now it's on the driver's display. That's easy to deal with. You can see what's going on there, and then if I select that one more time, it goes away. So you can do that with everything that you see here, depending on what you need to see, whether you want to see oil temperature or whatever you need to see, just so you can see some of the features that are here. And obviously your trip information is there too, in case you're wondering where that is. We can go in and add that to the driver's display too. So I know a lot of people have been asking about that. That's how you do that. We're going to come back out and come here to our cameras and show you the different camera views. You have the overhead view. Now there's a couple of different views. To change the view, we're going to come right here, just like this, and that will change our view. We're going to go to our standard view right there. You can go to the overhead view. You can go to the side view. It just depends on what it is you want to see and where you need to see. Google Assistant is here. That means you're going to say, hey, I won't say it, so you won't set off devices in your house, but you can do that right there. All kinds of questions. You can actually adjust the air conditioning, setup, navigation, all kinds of things you can do with Google Assistant. You've got trailering right here if you need that. There we go, get that to come up. Not a lot I can show you right here, but just to give you an idea of what's going on where that is concerned. Now we'll go under settings right here and look at vehicle, just to show you a couple of things here. Make sure I select that. Audio settings will be right here. So if you want to change the sound as far as your bass, your mid-range, or your treble, that's where you're going to do that. The fade and the balance is here, and your sound mode is also here. So depending on how you want things set up, or if you're driving alone, whatever you're doing, that is where you're going to come to take care of those things. You have teen driver mode, rear seat, reminder, buckle to drive, all of that's going to be here. Speed assist. How about your safety features, the collision and detection systems? You can change these. You can go into your alert type. You can go to forward collision avoidance. You can go to front pedestrian braking. You've got intersection collision braking, side bicyclist alert, lane change alert, reverse automatic braking, park assist, and rear cross traffic braking. Pedestrian alert is here too. Now, when I talked about adjusting, here's what you can do. Now, on a few of these, you can come and turn it off, or you can change it to alert and brake or alert only. And then we'll come back out of that so I can show you what goes on with a couple of these others. This is where you can just turn them on and off. So you'll know the difference between the two when you have that check mark right there, just to show you what's going on. Now, the good news here is that you don't have to come here to adjust your air conditioning. You can do all of that down here if you need to. There are physical controls right here to adjust temperature, to adjust fan speed. If you want to put it on auto, you can do all of that. You can set things up as you need to. We're going to have our wireless charging pad right down here, a couple more USB ports, and a little bit of storage behind that. Don't play the piano on the piano black here because it will fingerprint up. Keep a microfiber cloth nearby just in case, but there are your cup holders. Just a nice little look to it with some of that trim that goes around there. And before I open the center console, you can use this as an armrest. Plenty of room where that's concerned, and we also have plenty of room within the center console itself. As you can see, I paired my smartphone. You do have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You can wirelessly pair your phone. Here is a demonstration of the Bose audio system with 10 speakers. I hope that gives you a good idea. It definitely doesn't sound as good in the video as it does in person. Tell you what, that's something that is very impressive here, and I didn't take the time to tune it to my liking. You can do the same thing and definitely make it sound even better. Okay, let's get out on the road for a quick test drive with the Suburban. The first thing you're going to notice is a very comfortable ride quality. The shocks and the suspension soaking up the bumps nicely. At least here in the front seat, I think the middle seat will definitely be comfortable. The third might be just as comfortable. Being a large SUV, there's a lot of wheelbase here to also help soak things up. But overall, I will say that between the driver's seat, all these different seats being as comfortable as they are, and the shocks and suspension working as they do, you have a very comfortable ride quality here. It works out very well. One thing I did not mention earlier in the video is the fact that you have a control on the left-hand side of the steering column that allows you to adjust the tilt and telescopically adjustable steering wheel. So a lot of adjustability built in here for the driver. As far as the seating position and the steering wheel go, not going to have any trouble getting everything set nicely for what you need and to be nice and comfortable. Plenty of room, that's for sure, in all three rows, especially the first and the second, but even that third row. A lot of three-row SUVs don't have a lot of space in the third row, but as you saw earlier, that is something you're going to have here with this Suburban. Everything is easy to get to, easy to learn, easy to use. As far as the controls from the driver's seat, that's always a wonderful thing. A nice box to check off, one of the top that you are definitely going to want to check off. You get that here. But keep in mind, with Google Assistant, you can do all sorts of things. The fuel range says that it's low here, so I actually asked Google Assistant to tell me how far I can drive on the remaining amount of gas in this tank, and while the exact number is not on the driver's display, I was given that exact number. I had 27 miles, so I knew it would be no problem. Overall, a very enjoyable SUV to drive. It's going to get down the road just fine. Nobody's expecting a hot rod, but it sounds good and it runs good. Definitely a very well-rounded SUV. And there it is, the 2026 Chevrolet Suburban Premier, big, bold, and luxurious. You don't have to buy a Cadillac Escalade and spend over $100,000 to have a luxurious full-size SUV. So tell me what you think down in the comments section. I'd like to say a special thanks to my friends at Chevyland for loaning us this Suburban for the day so I could tell you all about it. And a special thanks to all of you for being kind enough to give me the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. That's very helpful to us. Make sure to subscribe and share this video on your timelines on social media so other people can see it. And if you would like to learn about additional vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and we'll see you there.